pretty fast field of cars. Guys are bunched up, but again, the top 5 on the lead lap. So Tom wins by 3.3 over Ryan Emery. Ryan was 7 seconds ahead of the third-place car of Casey Rhodes.
Okay, so Tom Yak in the second place pulled out over 7. Well, that's 10 seconds and stuff for Yak.
Tom was 10 seconds ahead of third
10
place.
seconds? Are you kidding me?
Fifth place? Okay, to give you an idea, fifth place was Eric Lindquist, and he ran a good race.
Right.
Okay. He was the last car on the lead lap. And
are you doing my type of math?
No, I'm just looking at the best lap versus the distance between Eric Lindquist and the winner Tom Yak. Fifth place was 17.906 behind.
Shut up.
Behind the winner. I mean,
so the first
first
Yak
car in the lead lap was basically just ahead.
Right on the back bumper.
Tom was that fast.
God
I
dang,
mean, the
man.
car is just
how
dialed.
many laps? 25?
We went 25 laps.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was just, Tom's
That's smoking fast.
Yeah. Well, Tom's fastest lap. Okay. So this is something else I wanted to address.
Okay.
We talked about how Ryan is coming together. Things are getting fast.
Right.
So in this feature, okay, this is the feature. We're talking best times in the feature. The fast lap, 17.938 in the feature on the dry slick.
No kidding.
Who turned that lap?
Ryan Emery.
And Tom Yak, identical times for fast lap.
Are you kidding me?
2 cars, both at 17.938 for the fast lap of the feature.
No way.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, it was good.
That is awesome.
I mean, how often do you see that?
You don't?
You just, very rare. But, the top 5 was Yak, Emery, Casey Rhodes, Jeff Rash, Eric Lindquist. Don Briggs Jr. had a good run. He finished 6th. Jody Tanner, Chad Slover, Scott Lehman in the 54, Jeff Marson, Darrell Blanchard, Glenn Hackney, Dakota Goddard, and Rick Forrest was the running order. It was just one of those deals where, that fast pack of cars got out.
And just
and
drove
then
away.
Just kind of then itself out, and it was, Yak and Emery were the class of the field that night. But it's going to be fun to watch what happens the rest of the season with those guys.
No kidding, especially if Emery's getting his stuff all to get back together.
Well, and that's something that Tom said. He said, "Man," he goes, "I had so much fun racing with Ryan."
Yeah.
I mean, because really, you look at over the season and what Tom's done, you can't say he's been heavily challenged by anybody other than Sandy Sanders.
He sets fast time, and he's always out front and everything else. And not that it gets boring. But
it's a testament to his program and the work they're doing,
Well, it's like a Shane Youngren, okay? Number 5 for the season.
7 for Yak.
Right?
7th feature win and 8 starts.
So, it's just, they've got their program. It's just like Ryan Martinez last year had his program literally on set.
Mm-hmm.
He was the man to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the season, stuff like that, he was the man to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Shane now has picked up, he's picked up a really good sponsor with Tommy's Transmissions out of Hillsboro.
That's what's going on with Yak, too, is the sponsors are starting to pile on board because, they're going to get their name talked about. They're in Victory Lane and winning. That's what winning does. You got your program tight, you're gonna land sponsors, and, kudos to those guys. Emery's got a good package of sponsors on that 97 car, too.
He's gonna be a contender, like you said.
I think so, because that's really, truly the first time that, other than Sandy Sanders, that
has challenged Yak.
That really has challenged Yak.
And we're only in mid-season too.
Well,
right
the thing
now,
about it too was Yak was just like he liked it. He enjoyed it.
He
I had someone to race with. We were side by side. I just didn't know if I was gonna get by him. I was on the high side. He had the line, and it was fun. And he's just talking with him in Victory Lane.
It's always fun when you have somebody that's that competitive to be part of that, and to just go out and run away from a field.
Right.
It is what it is, but you actually
the fans got a good show.
Yeah, it's fun.
Super Sports, 15 Super Sports on hand. Fast qualifier of the night, Brian Thompson.
Really?
From the Crockers Cars.
Cool, yeah.
There
you go.
Cars,
hey, Crocker Car.
Swartz.
Our call-in line, 360-910-6008.
Right, you guys give us a call.
Got to shoot that
Fast qualifier in the Swartz. Second fast qualifier, Dan Dybel in the Swartz.
I'm telling you, those Swartz cars suck.
No,
they're the worst car. No, those cars are on.
I'll tell you right
now.
Those
Swartz cars literally are the ones to beat.
On a dry slick track, They're just
Norm Davis. You got all these guys that are.
Norm had 2 cars in the top 2. Now listen to this: qualifying times, 2 cars in the 16-second bracket. Thompson and Dybel.
Yeah,
Swartz cars, Chevy powered, Ford powered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, fast qualifier was the Chevy powered Swartz.
Whatever.
16.912.
But how far back was the Ford power?
16.966. Close. Close.
That's all right.
I mean, it was good. So then Jordan Wright out of Toledo.
There you go.
3rd fast. And
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah. Ran well. He ran well. And B.J. Donofrio, rookie driver.
B.J. Donofrio.
4th fast.
Don Donofrio's kid. Jim Donofrio's kid.
Yep.
That's so
made
cool.
The dash. He made the dash.
Deal, man.
Yep. So those were your fast 4 cars.
Now I remember growing up, the Donofrios, the Sells, those were the names and stuff that you always looked up to, coming to the races, because those are the guys that were top, on the top of the charts.
Right.
You get Donofrio's kid now out there, got something to be reckoned with.
Well, listen to this: 4-car dash, 3 cars, sports chassis.
Really?
Yep.
Is someone selling chassis? Is someone going to be selling some chassis here sometime soon?
So, the dash.
Is that phone not ringing off the hook right now?
I'm going to tell you, this dash was fun because I want you to listen to this.
Okay.
The top 3 cars across the stripe were separated by, so the top 2 cars come into the line 0.086.
That's side by side.
At the stripe.
That's side by side.
For the win.
That's a Fender.
Jordan Wright.
Are you kidding me?
Jordan Wright.
Wow. By a Fender?
By a less than. I mean, it was right there. Thompson.
That's awesome.
Thompson was coming.
One more lap you'd probably had him.
15 feet.
Oh, Jesus.
15 feet. It was just an awesome
Thank
race.
God we're not like Talladega and have the start-finish line over there in turn 1.
Now, that being said, Dan Dybel was 3rd, 0.8 seconds back, and Donofrio.
That's right on the bumper.
3.1 seconds back. So, a young guy trying to figure it out. He's got the Ford-powered Swartz card, so 2 Ford-powered Swartz cars in this one. Good race. Jordan Wright, though, I'll tell you what, the last couple times he's been at the track, he's been fast.
Bad fast, huh?
He's been fast, and you might want to keep your eyes on that bright 33 car, but he ran really well.
There you go, man.
Heat race number 1 for our Super Sports. We had, and I got to tell you, I think that the crowd has caught on. They've caught on to me. I do some pretty crazy things, and you get hooked up with someone that's, you start playing games.
Right.
And, do this, do that, and so you start having fun with these drivers and stuff. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. So heat race number 1, here were the cars that were in it. We had Dave Foote, Robert Mercer, Steve Fuller, Mike Betker, Andrew Dybel, Brian Smith, and Jeff Rash. Okay.
What did you do with Jeff?
It wasn't Jeff.
Oh, really?
Okay, we've got this thing we do with now Jeff Rash won this.
Did he really?
In the Hackney car, yep, by a little over half second over Brian Smith. That being said, Brian Smith drove the 61 car of Jerry Casey.
Okay,
the Incredible Hulk car.
Yeah.
Brian doesn't like the recognition. He's one of those guys that just doesn't like recognition of driving other people's cars. You're talking about a very talented driver. I mean, Brian runs asphalt, he runs dirt, he runs street stocks and super sports and modifieds, late models,
whatever he can get
old timers. I mean, it doesn't matter that if there's a seat there and he can fit in it, he's going to drive it. And typically, he's in the top 2 or 3 if he doesn't win.
Right.
So he's like, "Hey, listen, we're having fun with this thing. We've done this several times now. When he gets in a car, okay, I don't want anybody knowing who it is. So I've had him as Tim Templeton from some Taunty, Tennessee, or
or Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I've had him as Goggles Paisano out of New Jersey, and all these crazy names he come up with. So this last week, we had Brian Smith in the 61 as. Are you ready? Willie Make It. Willie Make It. That was his name.
Sorry, I had to pull the mic out of my
Now, the crowd is caught on.
Wait, is that like just in case?
Or I said, and I'm starting to have fun, and the crowd knows.
Out of Willy Wonka town of Kansas.
They know when I'm talking about something like this. They know who's in the car. You
That's
see.
awesome.
So I said, listen, we've got a new driver in the 61 this week, filling in for Jerry Case, It was so funny because and again, I'm one of those guys. You start getting comfortable with the crowd.
That's so
you
funny.
start pushing the limits. So I said that Jerry wasn't driving the car because he had a bad case of the jock itch.
What the hell?
Crowd's laughing. So I said the driver tonight in the number 61 is Willie Make It. Now he got the ride at the last second because they originally called his cousin, and his cousin was going to do it, but he couldn't get out of I don't even know, Kansas or whatever.
Right,
I said.
right.
And his cousin was Rex Cars. But
What the hell?
crowd is cracking up laughing, right? I'm just like, oh, people are looking at me like, oh,
shut.
Sandy's looking at me like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? So Brian was second and Heat won.
That's so funny. His cousin Rex Cars.
Yeah. Andrew Tybel was third. Mike Betker in the 22 was fourth. Steve Fuller made a return to Willamette Speedway. He went and bought one of Justin Duty's old cars.
There you go.
You remember the name, Steve Fuller from the
Yeah.
past. Always had
Yeah,
the bright
yeah.
cars with the 88. And then Robert Mercer, Dave Foote. That was heat race number 1. Heat race number 2.
Willie
I'm
Make
telling you
It.
guys, pay attention because the winner of heat race number 2 is this guy is coming on. And I'm telling you right, I'm going to say it on the air. He will win a feature before the season is over. This 88 car of Brian Winkler. I mean, this car is truly, you hear me say it, but it's getting better every time that car gets on the track.
Really?
Absolutely. By an even second over Randy Barley, Chris Mott, Jordan Wright, Brian Thompson, BJ Donofrio. He won the fast heat by just a second. It's not a huge amount of time, but a second in racing is
It's a huge, especially
sure
for Willamette
is.
Speedway.
It sure is. I mean, and he finished the heat race, the fast heat, as the winner, and the car looked good. And Brian's a former champion. He's won a Sportsman Championship. He knows how to drive. He's somebody that's going to be reckoned with before the season's over. Moving into the Super Sport feature. Man, telling you.
Rex Cars.
Win number 4
I'm
of the
sorry,
season.
that was just too funny.
Win number 4 of the season. Brian Thompson, the Crockers Car Swartz.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, this guy, they've got it figured out. He just said, and watching his car, truly that car worked on the high side. It worked down low. It worked in the slick. It worked up
anywhere
on the cushion.
anywhere you wanted.
And it just looked easy. I mean, he made it look
You got
easy.
those sideboards on there, man. It does.
Well, there's guys that
easy,
like a
man.
certain feel, and Brian, who he's only in his 4th year of racing. It's only his 4th year racing cars. He's figured it out. This
Right.
guy has figured it out. I mean, he's got it figured out what he likes, what he wants on his race car. And he's man, I'm telling you, we talked about him. This is his 4th win of the season. He's moving up in points. I think he was 3rd or 4th. We talked about last
Right.
week. Randy Barley's still the points leader, but Dan Dybel in the Ford Power Swartz was 2nd.
Yeah, he was.
3rd place car was Brian Winkler.
See? Telling you, man, he's gonna be up there.
He is. 4th place was
Another Ford Power.
nope.
What?
Nope. You know who it was?
Let me see that thing.
Willie Make It.
Willie Make It, Brian Smith.
Brian Smith. He finished 4th, rounding out the top 5. Another strong run for Salem driver Chris Mott. He finished 5th. Randy Barling kind of got stuck in the pack and had a hard time passing cars, and that points gap. There's some guys.
Yeah, it is.
Some guys just ahead of him that gained some points on him. So Andrew Dybel,
Willie Make It.
Mike Bedgar, Steve Fuller, Robert Mercer, Jordan Wright, Donofrio, Rash, and Clyde Rude was the Super Sport finishing order in the feature.
Did you at any time say his real name?
No.
You said Willie Make It every.
Willie Make It. All night long. Here comes Make It on the high side. Willie Make It down low. Yeah.
Oh my God! I kind of gotta say this or whatever is that if people haven't caught on yet of how our show is going tonight,
Yeah.
is we'll explain it a little bit. We have some in studio guests and we'll talk to him, here towards the end or whatever. But he's looking at us because he.
Well, okay, let's do this before we get into the late.
You sure you want to do
feature.
this?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So we've got a new producer here at the show, and
we're talking the man.
Well, and this is, and again, this isn't, this is somebody who